September 2nd, 2024. And I'm really excited about this side yard and backyard update. Redbud tree got knocked over by Hurricane Beryl. These mountain laurels that were planted from seed by Crystal, just doing really well. We've got a couple of persimmons. We've got a wiener dog and an ivory dog. And we got a persimmon, a satsuma orange, and an owari orange. They all made it through the summer. The new irrigation system was the thing. The only thing I did is I added the loop instead of just a straight bar that had two drippers on it. I shouldn't say the only thing. I added a loop and I added another dripper on the other side. So there's water getting more all around the tree instead of just on one side. That's really helped out. I just put this fig in. The fig was on the other side. I just transplanted it over. Filled some holes back here with dirt. Quite a few holes back here. Man, I sure hope this thing keeps going. This is the last one of these spineless sky flowers that I have. And they just don't do excellent when you move them 3 times in 3 years, which is pretty much what I did with this one. And they just they're struggling here. The lantana. Yeah, this lantana is great. I'm going to plant more of them here. I'm going to pull this one passion vine out, and I'm going to put lantanas and chili patines right here. Maybe 3 lantanas and I don't know, equal maybe 5 chili patines. This passion vine is pretty awesome. Love this thing. It's all over, and I've got a whole bunch of them down the other side of the fence that we'll get into. But this is a Shawnee or Pawnee pecan. It's a Pawnee pecan. This is a pretty hurtin' flame leaf sumac. It made it through the summer, but I wasn't here for almost a month, so that's it. A month during August. It's a little dry. Wow, these wax myrtles have just taken off. This wax myrtle had 6 leaves on it when I planted it. It's at least 12 feet tall now. And that's very exciting because everything's over the fence. The screen is in place just in time for the new neighbors. This is a Monterey oak that has, gosh, when I look at the video from 2 years ago, it was this big. This is 2 years of growth. That's incredible. That's a lot. Same thing here. This one has kind of a Y structure down here. I'll be interested to see if one of those turns into a leader and then the other one a branch, or if it's going to Y out, but I'm pretty interested to see. Other wax myrtles over here. Another Monterey oak. And then the opons. The opons are they're only here to add density. They're going to get sunlight through the fence, and they're going to get sunlight just because they're on the south side, even if they're smaller. So the goal is to eventually let the passion vine go all over this stuff and just climb up all of it. It's a seasonal thing, so cut it back every year. But the passion vine looks really nice, very lush. And the quantity of butterflies is immense. There's so many butterflies and moths that come to this thing. Hummingbirds, bees, wasps. I mean, this thing is an ecosystem in and of itself. I got slightly heavier duty poles on the chain link fence, and I did that so that I could put a vine on it. This is a desert willow. It's being invaded right now by this passion vine. Pull up. But this desert willow is one of my favorite smells in the garden, which is the reason it's over here. This is a smell area. And so I've got 3 of them densely planted here. I'm hoping that they're really thin. So I'm hoping that because they're densely planted, they will act as one shrub. That's the goal. Get it to act as one shrub. And then the elbow bush. I should have put this elbow bush in moved it by like 3 feet or whatever. It's a little close to these, but it's ultimately I just need a dense shrub area here like I have over there. This is going to fill in all this way and all this way, and it's going to be super dense. So that's what I want. I wanted something planted within them something that's rigid so that when these blow up against it, the smell will be released. That's my goal. Who knows if it works? So that's the reason it's planted close, but I probably should have put it a couple feet over. Bur oak. Hurting. Sweet almond verbena. This hackberry is a temporary holding spot. The hackberry's going to move. This is an ash. This is a green ash tree, and you can also see that this didn't do so well during the winter or during the summer. But I have this here because these are planted on the boulevards in Edmonton. So this reminds me of Edmonton, and it's planted right here by the gazebo. More sweet almond verbena. Well, this is a tulip tree, and this tulip tree will get to 160 feet tall, evidently. And evidently it's going to take a couple of years to set down roots. It's probably not going to get that much bigger right now, but when it does, apparently it'll grow like 4 to 6 feet a year. So I'm pretty excited about that. And it looks sick, but this is apparently what they look like when they're this age. So, I mean, you can see the August wear. Look at that. You know, you can see it on there for real, but it is what it is. So this is another bur oak here. This one didn't do so well during the summer. I watered it. I'm hoping it'll come back. I'm hoping it just lost its leaves and it'll come back. But if it didn't, then I'm going to replace it with a white oak. And this is a, oh gosh, what kind of oak is this? It's a red oak. It is a, cannot remember, but I'll think of it. It's a super fast growing red oak. This again will get to like 100 feet tall. So between the bur oaks and this red oak and this tulip tree, they should get to 160 feet. And this American sycamore here is immense. I just planted this thing. It's only 3 years old, and it's huge. It already has a nice spread. It's already hanging out here over the water, you can see, which is exactly what I want. I want the moths and the locusts to fall in the water. So this is it, really. A lot of work. This is a chinkapin oak, and this is here for hummingbirds. You know, I have a pollinator garden, and this is here for hummingbirds. And it's also going to be the anchor, the edge of the formation. So the winds, the hurricane winds, are going to come from this direction. This is going to be my set, my edge. So this is a Drummond red maple and a white oak. This is not one of those red oaks, the same one over there. I just cannot remember the name. A Nuttall, that's what it is, a Nuttall oak. The yard crew accidentally cut this down. I guess I didn't have it marked well. It's marked a little bit better now, and it's growing back from the root. So I'm gonna see what happens. It's pretty worse for wear, you can tell from August. I mean, gosh, it looks pretty bad. Another chinkapin. This chinkapin here is growing really well, way better than the other one. I wonder if its taproot has already gotten into the water or something. It's growing really well. I mean, it's planted about 3 feet above the water, so it doesn't have that far to grow to get it. So I don't know. It was one of the last trees I planted though last year. It was maybe like November, December. I planted it kind of late, so this is its first year. I'd be surprised if it's that deep. I just love this thing. The Sabal Minor and the dwarf palmetto. And I just love this thing. I've got them all over here. All over here. This is a water oak. This water oak came from a volunteer. And there was a huge oak tree right there. Storm blew it over, cracked right here. So when this volunteer grew up, I knew that the roots would be able to push that out of the way. So I just kind of left it. See how it works. Looking great. This thing's almost 20 feet tall now. A couple of catalpas. These catalpas are going to be great fishing spots in years to come. Super excited to watch their growth. And I have 2 of them. Because they apparently get the moths in alternating years, so hopefully this will allow them to not sink up so that they'll always have moths and always have the worms. This magnolia is the only magnolia I've ever seen in my life that I thought was ugly. It's the ugliest magnolia I've ever seen. It's the ugliest magnolia I've ever seen. It's the first time I saw it. and I'm gonna let it keep growing and until I don't need it anymore. But gosh, this is so ugly. Volunteer tropical sage seems to be doing well in there. Sandpaper tree, love this. Sandpaper tree is so cool. It feels like sandpaper. You can hear it. Whereas this one, you rub this one, you don't hear it. Yeah. This is another wax myrtle, just part of the screen. The ligustrum's over there. So, yeah. This is the backyard. Labor Day 2024. Oh, I should point out one other thing I did. There was a big hole here, and our next door neighbors are building their house, and they uncovered these and they didn't want them, so I went and got them and filled my hole with them. Now, instead of just putting rubble here and it not looking good, it actually looks okay. It kind of looks like purposefully put in papers, kind of. So, yeah. I love this place. Why not?